Hello, it's Scott Manley here, and today I'm going to be looking at one of my favourite games ever. In fact, I would argue it's one of the best games ever in the history of gaming, but then again, I'm strange and I like lots of spaceship games. This isn't a spaceship game, it has a map of medieval Europe. You can tell it's medieval. I don't know, it doesn't look medieval. Look, it's a map of Europe. In the top left, it says Crusader Kings 2, which gives you a hint as to what this game may be. Yes, it is Crusader Kings 2. A game which bills itself as a medieval aristocracy simulator. It's not so much about simulating the wars between medieval nations. No, it's more about your character marrying the right person to make alliances and then attempting to assassinate a competitor and then imprisoning people and executing them and occasionally going to war, but only when necessary. It is Game of Thrones in video game format, and it is amazingly complicated. There is so much DLC for this that adds layers and layers and layers of new rules. I'm just going to show you that, we have, this is my DLC list, right? Conclave and Charlemagne are actual rules expansions that add new features to the game, but then there's just like unit packs which add new units that they're just visual, right? Portraits, clothing, coats of arms, music, right? I ended up buying this all one year because I just realized that I'd spent so many hours on this game that I was wanting all the cosmetic stuff. I think this is fabulous. I've spent so much time on it. And there has been a new release, a new update. So the new update is Reaper's Due, which is all about death. It's very specifically adds diseases and new ways to execute people and things like that. So choosing my starting era, 1066 is the earliest that the stock game lets you go, but if you want to play as a Viking and you buy the the Old Gods DLC, you can play as a Viking and start in 867. And if you buy Charlemagne, you can get early Middle Ages. I'm just going to start here. By the late 10th and the 11th centuries, the Muslim world was changing, with Turkish dynasties such as the Seljuks and Ghaznavids now dominating Persia. The Byzantine Empire was still holding its own, but was to see worse times coming. Central and Western continental Europe was split between France and a strong Holy Roman Empire, while Christian kings were advancing against a fractured and weakened Muslim Spain. Scandinavia was quickly converting to Christianity, and the Norse settlers in Russia and Britain had become assimilated with the local populations. Yet, Viking descendants in Normandy and Italy were preparing new conquests, and by the time of the First Crusades was approaching. So, this gives you a lot of flavors for the different characters you can play as. You could actually choose to play as a Viking, Viking tribe that still hasn't converted, and then try to just take over the whole of Europe and convert it to whatever god you worship. You can choose to play as a Muslim and try to take over the whole of Europe, or as someone from India and take over the whole of Europe. The possibilities are endless, and to be honest, Europe is kind of finite. I'm going to set up a custom game here and just pick random characters. Let me see, this is a Sunni. I'm not going to play that. Sunni is Islam. You need the Sword of Islam DLC, which I have, but that's complicated. I'm not going to do that. Shia Islam, Sunni Islam, Catholic. Oh, starting in Ireland, also known as Newbie Island. Let's see if we can get someone else. Vassal of Apulia. Wait a second. County of Messina. Oh, that sounds interesting. Sure, how bad could this be? Oh, so I am the Count, and my brother is the Duke, and he is my liege. I am 35, reigning in... Okay, sure, where is Messina? What is this part of? This is the... I don't know. It's the Duke of Apulia. On my religious head is the Pope Alexander. Sure, how bad could it be? Let's try playing this. So... this is the game rules screen. This is a new edition with the latest patch. So even although the Reaper's Due DLC requires you to buy it, a lot of the base game features get carried over. So this rules screen lets you tweak the way your game is going to play out. And when I say game, there's not really... It's a game, but there's no win conditions necessarily. So you can see that you can adjust the way way of life, for example. That's an expansion which adds the ability to, among other things, seduce other characters, presumably of the opposite sex, if that's your thing. Way of life, AI seduction, you can actually disable that. You can stop other rulers from trying to seduce your wife. Charlemagne has custom realms, story events. It's all these things like matrilineal marriages, interfaith marriages. There's like a status of women option here if you want to put women on equal footing in medieval Europe. If you really want to go full Cersei Lannister, then you can enable that. And then there's the Sunset Invasion, which is an interesting one. So on the east end, or the east side of the map, you have the Mongol Invasion, where Genghis Khan basically goes and takes control of everything. But on the west side, that doesn't happen. So they actually added a kind of fake, non-historical DLC is the correct way to say. It adds the Aztecs and lets them invade, and I'm going to say at a random time. So they will come across the ocean and lay swarms of troops on your country, and they will start executing people. Or sorry, not executing, it's human sacrifice. Reaper's Due is the new release. It focuses on death, yes. So they have epidemics. The Black Death will spread through your populace at appropriate times. But not only does it let you or add new ways for people to die through disease, it also adds new ways for you to execute people. And I tell you, I saw the list and I had to go and look up some of these on Wikipedia, and boy, human race is a bunch of sick people. Anyway, let's start with this. Start Iron Man mode and let's see what the universe has given us just by clicking the random button. Only a set of rules that you want to play by to start with. Okay, so in Crusader Kings 2 you play as a succession of medieval rulers from a single dynasty. There is no set goal, but the world is filled with ambitious rivals. Secure more land to increase your power and protect your family. So I'm playing as a Norman Catholic count. Okay, so there's no... Oh, because I'm a Norman, I get the ability to raid with ships. So that's not everyone can do that. Feudal governments have specific rules about succession and what you can build. For example, actually, if you're a horse lord, right, if you're a nomad, you can't really build as much. So that's an example of why the cultural things might be different. And then there's religions. Religion is very important because you can't really... Everybody agrees that the Pope is the big man. At least right now, until the Protestants start getting in. But the Pope is the only one that can actually give you the green light to invade other countries. He also is important because he's the only one that can let you divorce your current wife. So there's a lot of currying favour and fabricating documents and stuff if you want to invade. So here I am in Messina, and right next to us we have Sunni Islam. This may be a very short game. What is my current status? I can shut the gates. Is an epidemic threatening me right now? That would be good to know. My children lack an education focus. So my children, Jordan de Hauteville. That sounds French rather than, say, Sicilian. He is going to be focused on martial. Why not? Probably because he's terrible at it. No, let's focus him on intrigue, since he's actually pretty good at that. He's going to go around assassinating everyone. What other children lack a focus? Oh, sorry, that's me. Yes, that's me. So this is just telling us all the different things. New important decisions, title loss and succession. New important decisions, one of them is recruit a court physician. Send out messages in order to find a candidate for the position of court physician. You will likely have to pay the candidate in order to entice them to the court. So that's a good one. This is a new feature where the court physician will try to do their best to keep you alive. However, they don't really have the benefits of modern medical technology. In fact, they haven't even invented leeches, I think, at this point. They're more at the stage of, oh, you've got a gaping wound, let's put some cow dung on that and see if that'll fix it. You have sent messengers and scouts out in all directions to scour the realm for skilled physicians that would be willing to take up residence in your court. Word should reach you shortly if they manage to find a suitable candidate. Hopefully they will not bring back a quacksalver. Special minor titles, court physician. Pick a character focus. Okay, should I focus? I do seduction quite a lot because it's funny, but I think I shall focus on war or carousing. Yeah, I'll be a drunkard. There we go. Minor title. Oh, pick an ambition. What would I like to do? I would like to become King of Sicily. That's a really bad idea. Become a paragon of virtue. Probably not going to happen. Build a war chest. Groom an heir. I'm going to groom an heir since I already have an heir. Oh my god, I've got a ton of children. He's focusing on intrigue. Let's start time running. So we have a wife at least. That's done. We have Matilda. Do whatever. She's my heir? Wait a second. Why is she my heir? Okay, apparently Duke Robert of Apula has decided to institute the tax-shifted burgher obligations law. Whatever that means. All that is needed is to support yourself and my loyal vassals. So, this is part of the Conclave DLC, which is all about having a council that makes all the important decisions, and apparently I am one of the vassals. Because I'm a vassal, I get a vote on these things, so I'm going to prove it. I have no idea if it's any good right now. I should probably figure it out. Honestly, if you play this game whereby you're paralyzed to take any decision unless you've looked it up, you will not have a fun time. It's best to learn on the job. Your scouts reports of a one-eyed man that recently arrived in Messina. The man, referred to as Diado the Wise by the commoners, is apparently blessed with an immense wisdom that he uses to both impress and help whenever he passes by. By offering a significant sum of gold to this man, he would be willing to cease his wandering and take up residence. I'm going to pay him a ton of money. Come and work for me. I need a good doctor. Special... It's okay, it's a designated regent. I guess that's going to pick who is going to be the person that would take control if I die and I don't have an heir of age. I'm going to take a look at my current council. These are my chaplain, spy master, steward, marshal, and my chancellor. And these are the people that do the important stuff. And for some reason, I have a bishop as a spy master. What the heck? Unfortunately, nobody is any good at it. I guess I could put my... Why would I put... Wait a second. This person holds claims. That could be useful, but you know what? I don't want that person. So I guess right now I'm going to look for some nobles. So in the intrigue section, you can invite a noble to court. Well, that's going to lose a ton of gold. Maybe I should look around the world and see if there's someone better. Everyone's lousy. Let's just take him. You're my new... Yes, at least you're better than the person that was there. So while these guys are hanging around, I should probably get them doing some important work. For example, can you start collecting taxes? Because I'm really poor right now. I should probably actually check my political relations. Oh, let's just check. Oh, hey, I control 2 regions, but apparently. I thought I controlled just the one. Oh, that's me. So I actually control 2 regions. So actually, maybe there's a decent chance of me getting ready. So the other thing, I can get my marshal to start training troops, and we'll start training them in Reggio. He could start fabricating claims or sowing dissent. Maybe we should start sowing dissent? Let's try doing that. That may not work. He's probably going to get captured and boiled alive or something. Let's research stuff. Oh, he can start studying technology, but there's nowhere else that has better technology than me. Okay, build a spy network. I said build a spy network. There we go. So he's gonna... This is my neighbor. And my chancellor and my spy master are out doing their thing. You are my chaplain. I would like you to go to the Pope and start trying to curry favor with him. Okay. What else is going on in the world? The Count Abelard of Toronto has founded the Court Abelard for Apula faction. And Dedo is now known as the Wise. So yeah, the Conclave DLC basically revolves around having your council be characters that all have their own opinions. So the court chaplain may be a loyalist, he's a zealot, so he's much more interested in imposing his religion. Then these guys are looking for glory, so their decisions that they take, if you want to do something, if you want to go to war, they may have a different idea. Okay, so let's see the current thing. Apparently, yeah, my daughter is the heir, and that is odd. I'm gonna need to find a betrothal. Sancho, King of Castile. The problem is if I marry her off and she doesn't keep my surname, that's gonna be a problem, right? Because it's all about heirs. And if your heirs don't keep your name, they pass out of your control, essentially. So you want to find the right person. Okay, so what else is going on in the world? We have some technology. Cool, we know all this stuff. We have money coming in ever so slowly. It's warning me that the following city will be lost. County of Reggio. Okay, well, where's that? This is where I need to try and keep track of everything. This is the city of Messina, bishopric of this. This is the city of Reggio. Why will I lose this under succession? Probably because I don't have a claim to it. So if I look at... A lot of this is figuring out claims and things like that. Oh, I get some dudes that will back me up in the name of... or in case of a fight. And everybody likes me right now. What's this dude like? This is Balharm. He is my enemy. He doesn't like me at all because he desires my county and he thinks that I am an infidel. He is allied with these people in Spain, but you know, they're a long way away. Emira of Sicily. Okay, so wait a second, that's... Kirkent, okay. So these dudes will all probably come to my aid. Do we have like an epidemic right now? This is what I'm not getting. It just tells me I can shut the city gates, but I don't see any epidemic happening just yet, so I'm just gonna close that. Characters in seclusion will have a hard time communicating with the outside world, but should avoid infection from outside sources. Dismiss for now. Okay, so my position, my council is all doing their thing. And I want to check my children, family. So my son is... he is focusing on that. And he's getting educated. So let's actually run time faster now. Let's just see what happens. A lot of the time in Crusader Kings it's good to just like sit around and wait for things to happen. Because things happen in the outside world regardless of whether you're doing something. Okay. Oh, somebody's declared a holy war for Sicily on Sheikh Ali of Kirkent. Great, so I'm going to have a whole bunch of people coming down. So I guess I should probably deploy my troops. Raise my personal levies and raise my vassal levies. And just you guys all kind of get together and then we'll go in there and kill them all. So they're going to cross this gap. They don't need ships for this, but I can get ships and I can deploy properly elsewhere. So it looks like they're bringing their troops together into one giant blob. I might want to wait for them, to be honest. They're coming down. And then, because rather than sending in my own troops first, so let me just do this. I'm going to bring them together. And so now I've got some armies. No character is leading this wing of the army. Uh-oh, that broke. No character. There we go. Simeon. He's not really a good commander. Is there anybody else in my vassals, in my court, who would make a good character? So I can actually go to the character search, find characters in my court. And I can sort by capabilities. The mayor of Messina, he's been ordered to do that. And the spy master's doing that. Errand is a courtier. And I could, I think I could actually award him an honorary title. I could award... never mind. There's basically... Oh, I can invite him carousing. Count Roger will get to preparing a small feast. No, I'm not going to do that just yet. Let's wait until the battle's over. There's already a fight going on here. I should probably run in and pretend that I know what I'm doing. Because I do actually want this. And since I'm like neighbor to it, I should probably actually participate. Once the battle's over, that's when the drinking can really happen. So this is, what's going on here is a siege. So if I click on this, oh. It does look like there's a siege going on, but you can't really see the results of the siege because I'm not really participating. Young Jordan has finished his education in the ways of intrigue. It is evident that he has excelled at his studies. This pleases me. Oh, he's an intricate web weaver. Young Jordan seems to constantly avoid taking any risks. Oh, no. I should make... Oh. All is as it should be, or he shouldn't try so hard. Craven. He is a craven and coward. I think I'm going to take content, because actually having content helps sometimes. Not always. Maybe I should send my troops down here. The Siege of Kalabutta! Excellent. Kaiser Henrich the Hunter has set up Pope Landolf as an anti-pope, named Pope Alexander III. Great. You know what? Can I invite him? No. I should try and invite him carousing. Who's my liege? Can I invite him? Yes, let's do that. Do it. During a particularly heated argument in the council, you stepped in as Count Robert of Foggia was making a fool of himself. You managed to soothe the debaters and win the argument for him. Though this only infuriated him, as he wanted to win the argument by his own means. Throwing a tantrum like this has publicly shamed Robert. Ingratitude is the world's rewards. I gain prestige and he loses prestige. But my brother can't join you for merrymaking at this time, but thanks for my kind invitation. Okay. Everything's going on. Everything's happening. No one accepted my invitation to my party. One person makes no feast, so I will have to postpone it for later. So much for that. I can shut the gates again. Is there a disease menu I'm missing? Oh, epidemics. Oh, hey, there's an epidemic here. Curious. I was as pleased as always when I saw the amount of coin in the coffers this morning, but looking at it now, the amount seems somehow less. Could it be that someone is stealing from me? When I catch the thieving little rat, first they take my gold, and then what? So I can become paranoid. Sure, I'm going to become paranoid. Someone may be stealing from me. My steward, Mael Faramund, also noticed that coins are missing, but has concluded that your spy master, Raynor, is the only one that could have done it. Remove him from the council. Oh, let's try that. Great. Budget deficit. No! Your coffers are empty and your subjects' money, the morale of your armies will suffer. And the longer this goes on, the more corruption criminals will plague you. You know what that means, you know what that means? That means I need to borrow money from the Jewish merchants. Meanwhile, I need a new spy master. Who do I have on my list? Jordan! Oh, wow. You're like pretty damn good at this. Where did you come from? Meanwhile, Vassal's Court. Here we go. My former spy master. He is the heir to the bishopric of Lipari, but he's in prison. Now, should I humiliate him? Should I torture him? Should I throw him in the oubliette? Or should I execute him? Can I afford to lose that much piety? Yes, let's do it. After all, the Reaper's due is due. He was beheaded on the order of Count Roger of Messina. Honestly, given the huge number of execution options that were described, I'm rather disappointed that Catholics are so boring. I want some good Viking executions where we throw people in a pit with a bear and things like that. So yeah, Crusader Kings. I mean, seriously, this video, this is just to introduce you to the concept of what this game is. And I've barely touched it. You should definitely watch some other stuff if you're interested. Go to the subreddit Crusader Kings and read some after action reports. They are amazing. Some of the stories that can get told by this game are worthy of being told, to your mates in real life. They're really great things can happen. I had a sequence where I ended up having to seduce my own daughter-in-law to secure the throne because of various interesting lines of succession, but in the end the dynasty survived, so it was worth it. So yeah, Crusader Kings 2, one of my favourite games ever. It's from Paradox Interactive. Yes, it's going to have a ton of DLC, but it's still continually evolving even 4 years after its release. It's well worth buying in, especially if there's a sale on, because you can get these things cheap. If you like strategy games, it will turn a lot of the decisions on their head, make things work in a very different way, and yeah, definitely worth looking at. I'm Scott Manley. Fly safe.